Complex fractions. So we've actually seen things like complex fractions before when we were doing order of operations. So a complex fraction is a fraction in which the numerator and denominator contain one or more terms. In order to simplify a complex fraction, we want to follow these steps. So we simplify the numerator, simplify the denominator, and once the numerator and the denominator are fully simplified, then you divide the numerator by the denominator. So what we want to remember is that the fraction bar, like if we look at this one right here, that fraction bar really means divided by. So in example 1, what this really means is 20 over 3 divided by negative 5 over 8. So if I want to do this problem, I would just do it in my calculator. I would do 20, fraction button, 3, right arrow, negative 5. Oops, I forgot my division. So once again, if we want to correct this thing and we don't want to have to clear out our whole problem, if I hit my left arrow right now and I hit the delete key, then that 5 gets deleted. And if I hit my left arrow back again and I hit the delete key, then the negative gets deleted. So now I've got 20 over 3 in my screen, and I can hit divided by, and then negative 5, fraction button, 8, right arrow. So if we have this in our calculator correctly, and we should always be looking at our calculator screen to make sure that we typed it in correctly, it should say 20 over 3 divided by negative 5 over 8, and we hit enter. It says, for our answer, negative 10 and 10/15 with the little down arrow, which means that we can simplify. So we hit simplify button and enter, and it gives us negative 10 and 2/3, and there's no down arrow, so it's fully simplified. So we write negative 10 and 2/3. Now, normally, if it's a complex fraction, we don't want to report the answer as a mixed number. We would want it as an improper fraction. So if we want to convert this to an improper fraction, remember you just hit the second button, which is the gray button on top, and then our mixed number button, and then enter. And that tells us negative 32 over 3. And then I would hit my clear button, so I don't have anything in my calculator. In example 2, it says 5 over p divided by 30 over 11. Now, since there's a variable in here, we're not going to be able to use our calculator. So the first thing I would do is write this as 5 over p divided by 30 over 11. Now we know with a division problem, we keep it, change it, and flip it. So this is going to become 5 over p times, and then we flip the second fraction upside down and get 11 over 30. Now the next thing I would do is bring these over a common fraction bar, but don't multiply them out quite yet. This says 5 times 11 on top, and then p times 30. But I'm going to write this as p times, and then 30 is 5 times 6, so I'll write 5 times 6. The reason I'm doing that is because I'm really looking for common factors that I can cancel in the numerator and denominator. And now I have a common 5 that I can cancel. And now I just multiply what's left over. So in the top, there's only 11 left over. In the bottom, there's a p and a 6. So p times 6 is just 6p. For number 3, notice that we've actually got a more complex fraction here. We've got 2 addition problems. So we're going to have to simplify the numerator and denominator first. So the first thing I want to do in the top, or the numerator, is the 6/5 plus 3/10. So in my calculator I hit 6, fraction button, 5, and then my right arrow, plus 3, fraction button, 10, and then my right arrow, and hit enter. And it tells me 1 and 5/10, but it's got a down arrow so I can simplify. So I hit simplify, enter, and it gives me 1 and 1/2. Now, in the denominator here, I've got 2 plus 1/2, but we know that a mixed number is really a sum, so 2 plus 1/2 is just 2 and 1/2. The next thing I want to do is actually do this division. So this is 1 and 1/2 divided by 2 and 1/2. So I hit clear on my calculator to make sure that I don't have any old calculations in there. And I hit 1 mixed number button, and then 1 down arrow, 2 right arrow. That gives me my 1 and 1/2 in the calculator. And now I hit divided by, 2 mixed number button, and then 1 down arrow, 2 right arrow. If I've done this right, when I look back at my screen, I see 1 1/2 divided by 2 1/2. And I hit enter. And it gives me 6/10 in my calculator with the down arrow, so I know it's simplified, or we can simplify. So I hit the simplify button and enter, and it gives me 3/5. And since there's no down arrow, I know that it can't be simplified any further. So it's just 3/5. For number 4, we get 5/2 plus 1 divided by 3/4 plus 1/3. So remember, we have to simplify the numerator and denominator first. So the first thing I'll do is this 5/2 plus 1. So I do 5, fraction button, 2, right arrow, plus 1, enter. And it gives me 3 1/2. So 3 and 1/2. Alright, then I hit my clear button on my calculator so I can do the denominator. And that's 3, fraction button, 4, and then my right arrow, plus 1, fraction button, 3, and then my right arrow. So I look back at my calculator and it says 3/4 plus 1/3, which is what I want to do. So I hit enter, and it gives me 1 and 1/12. So now I want to do this division. 3 and 1/2 divided by 1 and 1/12. So I hit clear on my calculator so I have a clear screen, and I hit 3, mixed number button, 1, down arrow, 2, right arrow, and then the division button, and then 1, mixed number button, 1, down arrow, 12, right arrow. Then I look at my calculator screen just to make sure I've got this in here right. So I have 3 and 1/2 divided by 1 and 1/12, which is what I want. So I hit enter. And it gives me 3 and 6/26. And then it's got the down arrow, so I know it's reducible. So I hit the simplify button and enter. And that gives me 3 and 3/13 with no down arrow, so I know it's fully simplified. So it's 3 and 3/13.